Hello, SpeedGaming, and welcome to Week 3 of the Link to the Past Randomizer League Season 7. Tonight, we have one of the first races of Duality Week. We've got 3 off the tee with Homemade Beer and Fear Agent versus 2Pearl2Furious with Scary Olive and Trinex. I'm Jesse, Radical Sniper 99, joined tonight by Gilgamesh with our friend the Auto Tracker. Hello, Gil.
What is going on with Scary Olive's tracker? What is happening behind his tracker?
So what I can tell you is it's transparent, and Olive is wearing like a Pikachu sweater or hoodie.
Oh,
And,
okay.
yeah,
Is that like
so, like you're
is that like
seeing
an earbud wire? Like,
yeah, possibly.
okay.
Yeah, I had fun cropping Olive to see that. So yeah, Duality. New mode this season, born in the German tournaments, some German co-op tournaments. It's a co-op key sanity mode, and it is a dual goal mode. What'll happen is it is a 1 crystal GT, 5 crystal fast Ganon. One player must kill Ganon, the other player must pull the pedestal tonight. Timing is not based off of average time this week. The winner will be the first team to have both players complete their goals. So a little different from your normal league settings. So, you know, you're just trying to make sure that each person can complete their goal. They did not have to declare who is doing what. That'll evolve as we go through the race.
That is a lot to take in.
Yeah.
But I do think, you know, I have been, I will say, critical of a lot of the mode selection this year, but I do think that this mode is probably the most interesting one that was added. It feels very new. It feels very much like a new mode, which is fun.
Yeah. Having did some test runs with it and doing the, you know, getting to run a bunch of stuff to see how it all functioned and put this in place this season as one of the admins. Like, I think this is the one I'm most happy that we gotten to do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not to say I don't enjoy a lot of the other ones that we were also experimenting with this year. Maybe not everybody's as happy, but I really have liked this one, and I think that's been the thought so far from a lot of the runners as well.
Yeah, I've seen pretty much universal enjoyment of this mode from the chatter I've seen in the League Discord and elsewhere, which is it's nice. You know, it's a lot of the other modes, they feel like evolutions or just like things added to existing modes, but yeah, like I said, this one feels legitimately like, oh, this is something new that somebody concocted that kind of makes you play differently than other modes that you've played before.
Yeah.
So it looks like Beer found a nice flute in Blind's Hut.
Yeah, and Fear very quickly into Kakariko as well. Trinex really the only person who's doing something very divergent here. So Trinex is going to find out pretty quickly, like, hey, there's a flute here. You might want to come join me. That mobility is pretty nice to have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't always necessarily see both players on a team in co-op doing the same checks, you know, in tandem, the way Fear and Beer are doing at the moment. But it looks like it'll pay off with that flute, if nothing else.
Little bits of money, but not a ton. We're still short on Bottle Merchant at this point. But I believe that was a sword for Trinex in Mini Moldorm Cave. Bunch of money as well. Bombos,
the upside,
big key to Skull.
The upside being that with the flute now, it's almost trivial to get back here and check Bottle Vendor once we do find the money.
Yeah, I thought we might have seen a save and quit from Trinex here. Like, this walk over to Ice Rod Cave's not going to feel great.
Yeah, I don't know how much benefit there is to doing this walk right now, especially knowing that you have a flute available to you, but I mean, maybe there's like a bottle over here, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he gets something very nice, but I have my doubts. So yeah, we talked a little bit about the settings of this mode. So while one player is pulling the pedestal and will be focused on those pendants, what we can say is that, you know, because that 1 crystal GT you're gonna hope to
Oh,
find an easy crystal for your teammate.
I mean, okay, so we get Hammer and Ice Rod Cave, which is nice, but it
Yeah.
doesn't really help in Kakariko, so...
And apparently we got a hook shot in Pack as well, so that's a
Oof.
pretty quick Hera.
Yeah, Hera,
If
most of
that's
the
the
mountain.
crystal, well, and it's a Hera big key in the back of the tavern we missed, so like with that in
Oh,
mind, that is a very easy, quick dungeon. And if that's a crystal, both players are going to feel great eventually for the potential of GT access.
mm-hmm. So how do you approach... I have not played this mode yet. I don't know that I will, because I'm not playing in League this year, but how do you approach stuff like that? Let's say Hera's a crystal. You know, do you have both players... And, you know, do you have both players finish it in anticipation that, you know, you don't know who's going to do which goal yet?
Well, because of the fact that both players need at least a crystal, broadly speaking, like
Sure, okay.
you and
Makes
I are
good sense
probably
to
going
get
to
at least
both
one.
end up in GT for something. Like it's very rare that GT has absolutely nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So expect that we'll both touch GT. It's just a question of like who's going to rush the play. So like maybe we send one person up the mountain, just like you would for a normal co-op in that sense.
Gotcha.
But yeah, you know, it's still the same idea. You know, we're trying to diverge as much as possible, make sure that we cover the ground. What this mode does allow for in comparison to a lot of the other co-op modes that we've seen in the past, like, you know, we talk about co-op 80 KDB in week 1 this season, or just most of the other co-op modes, we can take some chances in this one. You know, maybe I find the ice rod and we say, you know, maybe it's not the best position, or some of the keys, like, hey Gil, you've got 2 small keys for TR. Maybe you should open Lava Island and see if I care.
Right.
Like we can take that kind of risk and make a decision that could pay out later.
Looks like we have Fear up on the mountain. Beer about to find that hammer at Ice Rod Cave, which, I mean, Fear's probably going to want to get before he gets too far on the mountain here.
Yeah, I hope Fear is heading for Spec Rock first, because
Yeah.
then he'll at least have a reason to save and quit out of there for that hammer. If he heads east here, yeah, no,
Okay,
this will time
this'll
out
work
really
out.
nice. Yeah. Looks like we're just syncing things up a little bit. Maybe?
Working on it. Oh, it's a sword in Spec Rock as well.
But yeah, no, I found that like in terms of this mode, it's, you know, how much can we further divide things? You know, can we say that we don't need to necessarily get everything that our partner gets?
Mm.
Like there's definitely the critical items, you know, hookshot, hammer, gloves, those things, like there's no delaying that.
Right.
Really.
But, you know, stuff
We're
like
minimal delay
medallions,
there.
potentially not necessarily useful for each player.
All the keys for some of the dungeons.
Right, yeah.
One of the things I did neglect to mention is no GT big key in this mode. We will not see Aga 2. You will not see the GT climb for this one. So if you got really sick of GT climb last week because of boss hunt, well, you don't have to worry about it this week. No GT climbs.
Man, I missed boss hunt already.
That was a fun week.
It was.
Quick.
I had a lot of fun watching people play boss hunt.
A lot of quick seeds, nothing too crazy long. So
yeah, definitely not multiple progression items on pedestal things. You know, it was all great. But yeah, as expected, Fear taking a detour to grab that hammer before doing anything on the mountain. Beer is actually going to be the one to to do these mountain checks now, and at some point I'm going to say the wrong name because they both rhyme. So
Yeah. I think the one problem here with the fear of beer here is beer's on the mountain, has a sword, doesn't have a book, doesn't have a master sword. Meanwhile, Fear's got the book and the master
yeah,
sword and is not on the mountain. So
yeah,
Ether
that is a
Tablet's
little
just completely
unfortunate.
non-existent.
All right, well, we do find our gloves, so we have Dark World access now. I'm not 100% sure where Beer picked up that Moon Pearl, but he does have it.
I believe that was in Para 2?
Lower Paradox? Okay.
Yeah, I think that was in the other
Upper
Paradox set. Just Para 2.
Yeah,
Then we
the
don't
other
have to
one.
talk about the Paradox.
Exactly. So yeah, full Dark World access already. Lot of routing possibilities at this point.
Yeah, it looks like Fear is going to at least end with Agina as Tranix gets his Master Sword. Olive going to head over to Sahasrahla. Nice Thieves Town small key there in the Hera cage.
Yeah, mountain trip going to be a little more efficient here for 2Pearl2Furious, Trinex, the one heading up with the Master Sword and the book, as you mentioned earlier. So we'll be able to check that Ether Tablet.
Yeah, and Fear isn't far behind, and I don't see a world really where he probably doesn't beat Hera here. Like, I think that Thieves Town small key at least has enough value to put him in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like you said, it makes sense, especially if it's a crystal. You want to have a crystal just to be able to have GT access.
Now, Olive's information here is going to be the most interesting. Olive doing the one thing we're not going to see probably from anybody on 3 off the T's side here, because realistically, you got Dark World access. I don't see them rushing to touch Eastern Palace.
Yeah, no chance.
So if something important is here in Eastern that locks out some of the rest of the seed, or even just something nice, Boots, Mirror, maybe even the Mitts are here, like it really helps their routing on 2Pearl side. But there's Blue Mail, and that is a crystal in Power of Hera. So if we can find the Mitts, we do have GT access now.
Yeah, quite a bit of it, actually. Because with Hammer and Hookshot, you can do everything all the way up to Ice Armos.
Yeah, and we've got at least one key, and that is really what if you can do, like, you know, we talk about modes like cross keys and like 2 keys is what you want.
Ideally, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, if we don't have to climb,
you can get away with 1
in
this mode. And that 1 key, like, that's if you have Samaria and Fire Rod is the hard part. Oh, that's the flippers on Ether Tablet.
That's pretty good. Here's another sword for beer. Oh, this is the sword for beer. It doesn't have that book,
Yeah.
So here, I mean, that's not necessarily the worst thing in the world, right? A lot of it depends on what swamps dungeon item is. You know, we don't need flippers to do ice. Like you can fake flipper to basically everything else. So
yeah, and from what I can see on Olive's tracker, I don't notice anything major. I think the hard part to tell is I don't see key sanity mode on Olive's side, so I don't know if he got a key.
I am struggling to read any of the trackers of the moment. I have some slightly pixelated view of this on my end right now, so
yeah, I will say the window I'm using is not.
We're running at
perfect.
480p over here.
Yeah. But I will, like, it looks cleaner on SG than what I see
it does,
here.
yes. Thanks, Discord. But yeah, Beer can probably get away with ignoring those flippers for a while at least. I mean, chances are we make another trip up the mountain eventually for either TR, Hookshot Cave, or GT, as you mentioned. Maybe you can grab them while you're up there.
Well, and Fear does get the flippers, but does not beat Hera here. He's going to put it off for a bit, not too concerned. He did get that small key, though, for Thieves, so... If there is a thought towards GT for him, it'll be either a different crystal or he'll just worry about it later. Instead, he's going to hit the back of Escape as Fear works towards Big Game. And Trinex takes care of his Moldorm fight for his first crystal.
Alright, back of Escape. Just a bunch of junk. Well, money, we have money. Zora money. Sure.
Yeah. I mean, if I want to keep Fear away from Beer at this point, flipper checks are probably good for him.
Yeah.
Money's a little slim at just under 600 rupees for other stuff.
Yeah,
but
you're not going to... I don't think you're going to pod immediately. I mean,
not without any keys.
Have we checked Bottle Vendor yet?
Yeah, I think we got a small key off of the Bottle Vendor.
Did we? Alright.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if we got enough money for that.
I think Fear went back for it when he got that 3 hundo in Mini Moldorm.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Fear is going to go ahead and do these flippers checks, which makes sense.
While Beer going to turn in that bottle we got along, I guess, our South Dark World.
More cash. Gonna trade in this B for some more cash.
Yeah, and that puts Beer just over 500 rupees, so...
Yeah, if something
not a bad situation.
Or here, has the money available.
And he can always hit that back of Escape for a good cash influx, worst case. That is a cape on Lake Hylia Island. Not the most fun item to see.
Potentially interesting. We'll probably find out from Beer here shortly, whether it's required or not.
Yeah, knowing we've got Flipper and Mirror Axe, or, Flipper and potentially Cape, I'd be a little concerned. Zora Waterfall is dead. Beer is just getting rid of the B and replaced it with a B? No, that was a fairy.
It's something that flies. More money in chess game.
And Olive going for the bread pot, but okay, first time was a little off, but second time gets it.
How much value do you think there is in talking to the bomb guy in this mode?
So I would actually recommend it. Like, if you and I love 80 keys, and like I am a person who will never talk to bomb vendor, the bomb guy in 80. But in this mode, there is value just because of that info does have an importance to it. But that's a mirror.
Oh. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I will probably see Fear grab that without too much time. And that's also good for Beer because that makes grabbing those flippers significantly easier later if we need them. Nice sword in Thieves Town. So, Swamp? I mean, you said you just sent Fear to Swamp here, right?
I mean, it's definitely a good play. The problem is we are lacking a Swamp Small.
Well, right.
On Fear's side, Beer has it.
Does he?
Yeah.
I can't read the blob on my screen. Okay, so it was clearly somewhere. But yeah, I mean, I would think you'd probably want to send Fear there as soon as possible to see if Fear ever even needs those flippers. Because if there's nothing in Swamp, the flippers are dead. we're going to see here from Beer if the that cape is going to be required.
Yeah, and it makes a lot of sense. Like, okay, so he's heading up this way. I hope he does check it out because, like, you have that info at this point. Well worth the time.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the mirror. He's going to want to do Graveyard Ledge probably as well. You do that after Skullwoods, I think, so you don't have to zigzag back.
Yeah, and we do have a Skull Small, so, like, we don't have any worries about saying, you know, spending a key here. It's not like we're having to burn or drop in and save quit. Like, we are well situated to spend and walk out.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, Beer gets to double back here, check K45 that Beer was not able to do when he did this loop.
And really smart play here from Beer, remembering, I need that book that was in Lost Woods so I can get those.
Do we though? Do we though?
I mean, it's looking like Swamp Pals is about to pay out. Like, this feels like a Mitts and Swamp kind of scenario.
Yeah, probably.
The memes are gonna be here.
Wondering if this Swamp Small was just an hype game or something. So I don't think there's too much. Fear and Beer have done a pretty good job of covering each other's tracks. I don't think there's too much that one of them has done that the other hasn't, or vice versa.
What kind of game is Fortune Street, by the way?
Fortune Street is a board game. It's like a Monopoly type game. Or like Mario Party. It's like real estate Mario Party.
Okay. I'm listening to this MSU from Beer, and I'm like, I don't know this game, but I know this music.
It's actually pretty fun. It's a whole series, but only Fortune Street was released in the U.S., which was it's a combination of Dragon Quest and Mario characters. A lot of the older ones were like Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy characters.
Okay.
But yeah, it's very Monopoly-like. So if you're into that kind of thing, it's a good time.
And Fear did stop off at Swamp, but is going to get his Swamp Small key. But the cape is not necessary in this one.
So yeah, I mean, to your point, something's probably in Swamp, but if it's not, those flippers are 100% skippable.
Yeah, we definitely did not get anything else off of them.
Alright, and then Fear is going to go ahead and back to Swamp here as expected. Don't have the big key, but, you know, not going to worry about that too much.
Nah, never. And depending on, like, if anything else gets found, like, or what gets found in Swamp.
Have here?
Olive is making some of the most interesting plays, I must say. They're not the plays I'm expecting, and that's a big key on Graveyard for Turtle Rock. Ooh.
One small key.
I mean, that's 5 checks, right?
Is it?
I don't know. I don't know Olive's comfort with clipping.
Listen, it could be way more checks if you want to just go to the right side like 3 times.
Ew.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I'm not. No. I don't condone that, but
I don't either.
Oh, a sword in the swamp. Go figure. Oh wow, you're forced to current jump without those flippers.
I mean, you said it. The flippers aren't worth anything. You can't go back on it now. Like, so far, we got a sword. That's not worth anything.
Not when we have tempered. Yeah.
Yeah. Trinex following Fear into Swamp Palace.
Makes sense. Catfish. Nothing going on there. I don't think, yeah, Olive's very carefully trying to set up a. I guess he's going to do a fairy revival.
Oh yeah, we did get a fairy, didn't we? That one's a much harder.
Well, we'll find out. It will not work.
And
just
unfortunately, not a practitioner of the buffered or bufferless strats. So unfortunate for Olive.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why. I mean, going there with one key was a little, maybe. What's the word I'm looking for? Hopeful.
Yeah, that's probably the best one I've got. I mean, like, Olive is going to. Looks like Olive's following for Mirror to get into Swamp as well. It's looking like that's going to be the case.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot else left. I mean, I guess nobody's done Front of Escape yet. You're gonna attempt a spike cave here?
He's got a fairy still, right? Or did he?
I think he's got. Oh no, because that was that
he released it.
Fairy.
Yeah. So unfortunately, he doesn't have a fairy.
Yeah.
Like if he had a fairy, he could do it. Now he could try for the bush fairy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have to look
like he might be thinking that.
He is picking up those flippers though.
Oh, he's gonna go for the Harapot, guaranteed fairy.
Oh.
Okay.
Or he's just doing basement here while he's up here.
He doesn't have a small key. Oh wait, he already had it.
Yep.
Yep, because he got that lamp. No, good call. Yeah, I thought maybe the Harapot would have been like if he's thinking about it, it could be his play is to get the full health as well. Because what we got, Samaria. I think that's the only thing we've gotten out of Swamp Palace so far. That's a relatively important item.
Oh, we got Samaria. Oh, okay, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Oh, so Trinex skipped left side.
Yeah, I think he'll go back in.
I mean, Samaria's pretty good. That's the thing you're probably going to want.
Yeah. Yeah, while we don't have the cape yet, we can get it off of Lake Hylia with the mirror and the flips. So, and combine that with a bottle. We do have logical access. That's another bottle.
Speaking of bottles, hey, he can do Spike Cave now.
And that was Mitz on Argus.
Of course it was.
Yeah, there's always a glove in Swamp.
Uh-huh. Alright, well, Flippers hard required this seed, it turns out. Oh, I'm unlucky not hitting that fairy there. Well, now that we have Mitz, this is... So, where do you take this? We have Ice Palace, you got all your Dark Death Mountain stuff, we could potentially get into Mire.
I think for Fear, probably rush DDM and GT. We got a lot of opportunity up there.
Oh, Fear does have a fairy. Okay, so between the fairy and the blue potion. So
yeah.
Plenty. That is first crystal for Fear. Fear ended up not beating Hera the first time up there, but it's easy enough to do later if necessary.
And Spike Cave is dead. So Trinex immediately back up the mountain. Fear heading towards Hype Cave? Yeah, this will be his first trip towards Hype.
I don't remember if there was anything important in there.
Probably a key or two. There's always a key in Hype. And Fear's out of bombs.
That's going to be a problem for Hype Cave.
Luckily, those bush crabs are right nearby.
We got a bow and Super Bunny, looks like. Makes that dip into pod feel even worse for Olive. So it looks like we have all our pendant information already, huh?
And we do know that TR is Bombos. Oh yeah, Desert, Eastern,
And
and
Ice Palace.
Ice. That's not a terrible set, honestly.
No, it's not. I mean, we need some big keys, obviously, for Eastern and Desert. Ice is beatable already. Nice map, good. Definitely needed that. Small key to TR and Meyer small. Okay.
Yeah, this seed's looking like it could be the bigger pain. Could be the Ganon
Ooh.
player with these.
Oh, there's a fire rod in Hookshot.
Perfect, given the Samaria. So that's a full clearable GT basement.
It's also a dippable TR.
Oh boy. Oh, and Desert Big and Hookshot Cave as well. So that is a beatable pendant now.
Oh, okay. All right, one down. So yeah, I mean Eastern Big.
Eastern Big is go for the pendant player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Next heading over to GT. Fear's going to get these items up here, the bow and the fire rod. Also, I assume we'll head into GT as well. We'll need to beat Herod. Oh, no, he won't, because he beat Swamp, so he's actually... May pick up Hera while he's up here if they end up deciding. I don't know when the right time to determine your victory split is. Like, when do you make the decision? Okay, you're going to be the pendant guy. You're going to be the crystal guy.
Yeah, part of it just becomes, when do you get that information and what becomes an out of the way check for the other person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I'm in a dungeon and find, oh yeah, there's the Eastern Big Key on Isle Room, and that's not even the worst, but like, if that's the only thing behind Ice Armos, like, I could say to my partner, like, okay, don't worry about Ice Armos, like, it's unlikely that Eastern Big or Armos is going to give you your Crystal Go mode.
Mm-hmm.
But like, those are the kinds of decisions you start to weigh later in these.
Oh, was there something on Floating Island, or is this just going to be a blind check from Fear?
I think we saw it, I just don't remember it being important. But I saw Trinex do it as well, and I looked away when he opened it.
Maybe it was a key. Oh, a GT small? Okay, yeah,
Okay.
That makes sense if you were about to go into GT.
Well, if we didn't know, Fear doesn't know it.
Nice boots in the compass room of GT. Things you love to see.
And realistically, for Beer, this is a follow moment. Like,
oh, 100%. You say you just found Bow and Fire Rod up there. Yeah, Beer's 100% gonna go up there, and then, well, maybe Beer's gonna do something.
This is a scout. This is fine.
Yeah, that's okay.
Like, I don't think he enters Meyer. Like, I wouldn't
No,
enter Meyer
couple
without
quick checks
Egg.
on a medallion scout. Oh, front of escape. Let's go. Oh, of course, it's just.
Oh, this
small.
this is
Okay.
the Swamp Small again.
Yeah, disappointing.
Pod Small.
All right, we've suddenly collected a bunch of pod smalls in the past 5 minutes or so.
I mean, eventually we had to find some.
It looks like Meyer was also Bombos. I think that's what I'm reading on Beer's tracker.
Yes, double Bombos. So we're good on medallions. Another small key in Checkerboard Cave, this time for...
Nope, no thanks.
Yep, nope. Gotta say, I like that Samaria block placement. Very nice. Trinex doesn't have a boomerang and says, that's okay, I'll just use Samaria, and I don't even have to go all the way down.
You're gonna pick up these boots. Tell Beer, get Tell up here.
That's a Mire big. That's another crystal clearable.
Where was that?
In Fire Snake.
Okay.
So we're moving towards go on
Yeah,
even our crystal side.
So it's three crystals now. Yeah.
Yep. There's the other CT small. Oh no.
Nobody's scouted Lumberjack yet. there's I don't think there's anything. Well, I guess like Eastern Big could be on Lumberjack. That's basically it.
Actually, we're 2 from go, I guess.
Yeah, I mean we need.
Now I think about it, we need
Eastern
an Eastern big,
and, like
a Thieves big,
Thieves
or a
Town
Pod
big?
big.
Yeah, or yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're at 4 crystals already, so.
But there's another turtle rock small.
Yeah,
The things we don't want to see,
more than-
really.
More than 2 doesn't really mean a whole lot until you find the big key, but yeah. Alright, anything behind Ice Armos, the nice red mail, and nothing. Alright, well, we got some boots.
We got
and
some
the
boots, we got
Mire
some
big.
big keys.
Yeah. Notably, Trinex did not do Tile Room.
And this looks like it's gonna be Skull Woods.
Yeah.
For Trinex.
Yeah. Or it's not going to be Skullwoods.
Oh, maybe. I was gonna say, like, when he fluted away, I was thinking, was he gonna go for the magic? But didn't even get the full magic.
So it's just decided that Meyer would be more suitable.
I guess.
Beer about to be done here in GT. Beer going to head in. So Beer can basically stop once he gets that Meyer big.
I will say that in terms of the teams this week for this race, this is a new pairing on both teams from what they did in week 1. Week 1, 3 off the tee went with Jammo Fear and Jammo Beer, whereas 2Pearl2Furious, for their 2 80 KDBs, they went Owase and Trinex for each of them. So a little bit of a different pairing on both sides.
Well, you got to mix it up every now and then.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is, you know, we talk about the playoffs, and when you know, if you're going to make the playoffs, you got to have all 3 pair combinations be pretty strong together.
Playoffs? Talk about playoffs?
I know, we're only in week 3 of the season. I'm already mentioning the word who.
Alright, Tile Room, just a shield. Fear's going to head to Ice. So I guess Fear is going to now be the designated pendant person. Didn't do Harrow while he was up the mountain, so yeah, it looks like they're gonna go ahead and have Fear do pendants.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked to see Beer head over to Meyer then. And the unfortunate thing here for 2Pearl2Furious is that Olive and Trinex both had to pretty much do 2 crystals by the way they played it. They both beat Hera, hoping that Hera clear was going to be their GT entry, and then it just so happens that Argus was required.
Forced to do Swamp anyway.
Yep. There's the Desert Small in Spike Room of Mire. So
I mean,
realistically, after Trinex beats Mire, very easy play to go into Desert and full clear Desert.
yeah, for a pendant. Even though Triax is going to have 3 crystals.
I mean, I will say I've done a good amount of practice in this mode, and I think the one that feels the worst is Pyramid Fairy for the pendant player. Oh, you mean there's a big key or an item I require in that room? Or in that?
Whoops.
No, that's not cool.
Beer is continuing. Don't. Oh, maybe he wants to grab that TR small just in case? From Bob's chest?
It's not unreasonable. Like, there's definitely a chance with the fact that we have access to both of the Samaria dungeons that he could
Beer
need
has
it.
the TR big. Where did that come from?
I completely missed that one. I can see why he would want it then.
Yeah. Oh, it was from Graveyard Ledge. How about that? Okay, yeah, I mean, so Beer is just an ice rod away from being able to clear that. It's gonna go ahead and go in. We called it out? I don't think that happened. Check the
Maybe
tape.
I did, but... You think I remember this stuff? By the way, Beer has 4 TR smalls.
Yeah, lava chest, let's go.
Yeah.
Looks like Fear... Oh, big key to Thieves Town. Okay, that's another crystal. So that is Crystal Person Go mode.
Yeah. So realistically, if Beer is the crystal player here, he's not going to feel too bad, even if he doesn't beat Trinex. Like, 11 out of 12 checks is still plenty of info that could help Fear in his Go mode quest.
Yep. And yeah, I mean, dipping ice to grab that is not the worst thing in the world.
No. Very simple cold stare fight there. Just a piece of heart. But that is a green pendant.
I mean, I guess Fear will probably go ahead and do Desert next. Finish that off. Interesting. I mean, it's kind of funny. Neither Beer nor Fear have touched Eastern Orban yet.
And that was the thing, like, if Olive had found anything in those checks, it would have been a huge benefit, but nothing found, so turned into time sinks, unfortunately.
Alright, Fury's gonna go ahead and grab this pot small though, just in case. Trinex finishing Vitreous. Okay.
And
yeah, makes sense to stop. Well, do you?
I'm with you. I'm kind of questioning, like.
I get, on one hand, I get it. I mean, because like Beer is in go mode now, right? Like he can just go grab this, do Thieves Town, hope the Eastern Dig's in there. But man, that's a big time investment if you end up having to go back up there, up to TR.
Yeah. No, I'd agree with you there. It's... If this is the right call, that it's just, go get your thieves big, you're fine, awesome. But I would, like, he committed some time already into that. I And it's going to be a lot for Fear to go there.
Oh, man, we're getting the path here in GT. You don't see this too often.
I think we saw it last week.
Did I?
Yep.
Small key to Skull Woods. Alright. Nothing too exciting in Desert, but that is pendant number 2 for Fear. So, what do you do with Fear now? Do you send Fear into Mire? Or where do you send him hunting for this Eastern Big now?
I think it's fair to have him go into Mire here. But he's going to hit Desert Big Chest first. So. But no, I do agree. I think Mire's a good play for him. We see Trinex here on right side Desert. Nothing there, though, so this will just be some time spend.
About front of Escape.
I don't think we've seen that from anybody, and
we've got
a CT small. So like every runner has at least one CT small.
Yeah, so you can get those items as well.
Yep.
I think he was going to go with Pod.
Yeah, Pod Eastern, like maybe we'll luck. It's a good call. Maybe I'll luck out and get Go in Pod or Eastern. Meanwhile, Beer heading into Thieves Town, so that's going to be 4 new checks on his side.
Yeah, and then he can go knock out Skull Woods after this. And then have him in Mire to check those. What generally seems to be the average finish time for this mode?
Low hour.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, 110s.
That's not too bad.
No. Generally, we've been pretty quick with the modes this season. I know that first week had a wide range.
Yes.
But Boss Hunt generally pretty quick, and Duality not much worse. So. Oh, a nice key situation for Fear here with the 4 smalls. Yeah, this is plenty.
Basically perfect. You get you know you're not going to go to Helma in Fear situation, so you can just get everything else. Well, we can't get the big chest,
but no, I agree. I would open every other chest. I don't care about vanilla big key chest or the harmless hellway. I'm opening them and hoping that one of them pays out. If I need the big key for Helma or big chest, like I still think this is just your right call. Piece of Heart in Blind Cell, so still not go mode, but 2 more checks.
Some half magic on Moth there.
Good for the Crystal player. That'll make their Ganon fights a little cleaner.
We will take
big
that.
Chest dead. Fairy Olive picking up the Quake medallion.
You know, for killing dead rocks, I guess.
Yes. Getting prepped for Logical Randomizer week at the end of the season. Right side pod. Just a piece of heart and...
Ice Rod. That's
Ooh.
Not super exciting. I don't think Beer's going back to TR to clear that out.
If anything, like as soon as Beer takes down Blind and Moth, like he could go up there, and honestly, like I would still just not even care. But that's a big key.
Pod. Okay. All right. So Beer has a million choices for his final dungeon now.
I think the fact that Beer is here in Palace of Darkness,
make sense to go to Pod.
It doesn't. Yeah, I think you tell Beer, go right up to the mountain, go into TR, like, and
I mean, I could see Meyer also. It's just really like which one do you
Well,
want to?
Meyer's a quickie. Like, I think the thing is like
Well, so here's the thing:
for
you don't want to necessarily
beer.
send beer up to TR without that ice round, right?
Yeah, I guess the question is, do you want him to focus on finding the big key for Fear Agent, or beating his fifth here?
I mean, we are kind of running out of spots where this thing could be. We've cleared out most dungeons at this point, with the exception of the back TR. And then the only other checks that we really have are like Smith Chain, and Castle Tower, and Front of Escape.
Yeah, Front of Escape just never became an option here. The unfortunate piece over on 2Pearl2Furious right now is Trinex is on the mountain with 4 crystals and is entering Turtle Rock.
I mean, is this unfortunate? This could be like if Trinex decides to make the push to Laser Bridge and ends up finding the Eastern Big here, this could be good.
From that standpoint, yes. I think the worry is, the one that you expressed about sending beer up here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
I definitely
the only risk
understand
you're
your
taking
standpoint.
is if exactly Trinex has the Eastern Palace Big. Like, it is a bit of a bummer that Trinex won't get Trinex fighting Trinex. The downside is that Trinex doesn't get another crystal. But I mean, 2Pearl2Furious is about to be in Crystal Go mode here in just a second after Olive opens his chest anyway.
Yeah, and honestly, that Thieves Big could pull Trinex out as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what happened with Beer, right? Like,
Yep.
Fear found that Thieves Big, and Beer said, all right, I'm just doing the first 4 in TR, and that's it. Wow, no pedestal check? I don't believe.
Every time Case and I run a practice and he's in that area, he's like, you want me to read ped? Like, don't even.
It looks like Beer is going to go with Meyer. We know that nothing was in here. Well, we know that Eastern Big wasn't in here.
Yeah. We got a Desert Small, but we know that didn't lead it to anything. Down goes Cold Stare for Olive, so he's going to get his first pendant.
I will say, there is a single item left in Meyer on Trinex's tracker, which I believe was Cutscene Chest.
Yeah, I don't think he went for Cutscene. And Trinex is continuing in TR, so
right. This is
he will not be able to beat the dungeon, but he will be able to give some new info.
3 smalls, not 4.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see what doors, like, in Trinex's case, it might be better for him to do Lava Island.
Probably better, yeah. I am inclined to agree.
Like, he knows where a go mode key for him is for Thieves.
Yeah, like you again, you're risking Eastern Big being on exactly Trinex there, but I think that's a risk that is reasonable.
We are getting the cutscene, though, on Beer's side.
Okay, I think we're going to see Front of Escape here soon. This to me, looks like Fear going to Pyramid Ledge mirroring.
And possibly, like, he could be gearing up with that TR Big as well afterwards at Graveyard Ledge.
Sure,
like, if
yeah,
it's just him saying Front of Escape and Pyramid and all that, like, I think afterwards, if he doesn't find it, he goes into TR with the big key.
Mm-hmm. Not on the ledge. No fear, do the good mirror.
And yeah, for Trinex, like skipping Lava Island here, if he comes back, like goes all the way to Laser Bridge, doesn't find Ice Rod, so he can't beat the dungeon, a really good play for him could just be to say, hey, I'm gonna, oh, nice silvers.
Yeah, okay,
Could
good
be
stuff.
mirror back to here and get Lava Island. He could go for the save scum or just
Yeah,
get it later.
that's true. Ice Big and Mimic Cave. All right, not what we were looking for.
Definitely not
Right.
something that you want to see.
It's not Castle Tower either. All right, Scary heading back to Pod with presumably a couple more keys this time.
Yeah, and all is up to his 2 pendants, so...
So this is going to be Beer's 5th crystal. So what is the... And forgive me for not being super up to date on the mode here. So what is the procedure? Like, are you... I can't remember if you're allowed to go back into the game or not.
So yes, you are allowed to go back into the game after completing. The thing is that until your partner is really in go mode, although that is go mode for Trinex's team, 2Pearl is in go. That is a
On
big
Laser
key for
Bridge?
yeah, that's the big key to Eastern on Laser Bridge. So yeah, you could go and finish.
But because that's just when it's not average time though, so it doesn't really behoove you that much to finish.
Yeah.
Early, so yeah. All right, well, I mean that's a good turnaround for 2Pearl2Furious here. They're gonna need to send somebody up to the mountain on 3 off the T side relatively quickly here, I think.
Well, and the hard part is Fear needs to get TR big.
Right. Well, he can do that from. It's not too bad from here, right? If he just takes his mirror back to Dark World from on top of the pyramid and hops up to Hookshot Cave or Graveyard Ledge.
The problem. So here's the situation: is Beer is in go. Technically, but if we assume that, let's compare our players. Scary are Olive's ahead of Fear now.
Mm-hmm.
Just straight up, like.
Yeah.
And
Trinex
entering
is about to be getting that. Yeah, it's gonna get the big key to Thieves Town, and then we'll have all his crystals. So, yeah, the Fear and Beer are on a very quick timer at this point, and it's tough to see a way for them to beat that timer, I think.
And unfortunately, Fear Agent saving and quitting out of Dark Cross, so even if he's going to Graveyard Ledge for the TR big, he's still a ways behind.
This is... We've got to check
Tomb.
Helma, the big chest, on Beer's side. Oh, it's going to be Beer grabbing Ice Rod, maybe we're going back up to PR. But yeah, that's crazy how quickly that turned around, because it looked like Fear and Beer were routing this more efficiently throughout most of the early parts of the race.
Yeah. And just this play from Trinex to continue through TR and not bailing at hearing about the Thieves Big was just that important.
Fear should have never listened to me and not done Front of Escape.
And yeah, Beer is going for the cleanup here in Pod.
I guess this is going to be Fear doing Smith Chain.
Yep, you're right on that one. So yeah, this looks like this race is going to go to 2Pearl2Furious.
He'll give them their first win.
Yep. Like I will say, like right now, Trinix is probably going to finish. Like Trinix is ahead of Olive. Will be into the Ganon fight before Olive probably finishes his Armos fight.
Yep.
So yep.
Yeah. Trinix will be first to finish most likely, but I don't think Olive will be too far behind.
No.
Well, don't get sniped on Laser Bridge here. Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say, be careful, Olive.
We are. Do have red mail, but still only on 6 hearts. Which is actually really funny that somehow Olive is only on 6 hearts when everybody else has like at least 10.
Yeah, I mean, Trinix, 13 hearts, hoarding all that information from his partner. How dare he?
Mm-hmm. Well, he figured Olive's got red mail, he doesn't get the hearts.
But yeah, Scary Olive in go mode with that
sorry,
Eastern
Olive
Big
doesn't have red mail. The sprite tricked me. It's only blue mail.
Just like that GFE guy.
I hate it.
The Dino sprite.
The worst. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
What's wrong with these people?
Blue Gino is green mail. Red Gino is blue mail. Green Gino is red. What?
Mm-hmm.
But we got the Helma kill, so that's going to be 6 crystals now for Beer. That 6-1 is
exciting.
style points, but
oh
not helpful.
Man, is Beer going to do Pyramid Fairy?
Wouldn't be shocked at this point. It's kind of his.
Okay, Fury is getting the Turtle Rock big at least, so that's something.
Yep.
But yeah, that's 5 crystals for Trinix. Just needs to head over to the pyramid.
But Trinix has taken down Blind for crystal number 5, so he will flute to 5 and run for that pyramid. Meanwhile, Olive is into the back of Eastern, so just a little bit left here. Trinix might still finish first, but won't be too far ahead. Like, this could be, like, just...
Actually, yeah, without... Because Trinix doesn't have silvers, so yeah, this is actually... Olive might actually finish first here. That just, I mean, it'll just be super close, which is how you know you played the seed right, is if both players finish at almost the same time. It's like when you're playing Veterans and you end with 0 keys, that means you did it right.
Got any tips for doing that? Because I am not sure how to make sure I end up at 0. I always overbuy, I think.
My tip is to not play Veterans.
Ah, good call. But down goes Armos for Olive. There's his 3rd pendant. He is heading towards the ped, and meanwhile, Trinix is into phase 2. This is... Trinix is fine.
13 hearts, we're good.
Yeah. I was going to say, Trinix, a very practiced NMG runner, so how many times has he done this fight?
With Gold Sword? Probably not that many.
I mean, who does it? You know, you do hundo. And yeah, Olive's going to finish first.
Yep.
Very quick to run from Flute 3, so making his way up to the pedestal.
Fear's on the track here now, but yeah, unfortunately, you're just a little too late. Okay, that is the finish for Olive.
Yep, get your G in chat for Olive, who finishes with a 1:04.10.
Trinix probably like 45 seconds behind here.
Yeah, not too far. Just making quick work here with these triples on Ganon. And
Yep,
that's the
that'll
final
do it.
spin. Very nice. So get your GGs in chat for 2Pearl2Furious tonight. They're going to get their first win of the season as Trinex is about to cross the bridge. Trinex finishing with an official race time of 104.50. So GG's to 2Pearl2Furious. And not too soon after that, 3 off the tee. It looks like both runners for 3 off the tee have decided to forfeit tonight. So
Yep.
Understandable.
Yeah, makes sense. Not technically in go mode yet. No point in really dragging that out.
And apologies to making sure that they get invited because I have to hit done.
Not done.
I have the controls to do that tonight. But we are now joined by both members of 2Pearl2Furious, Scary Olive and Trinex. GG's.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Points on the board.
I know
Woo!
we are not going to be Owen whatever. So this is basically everything
Mission
I hope for.
accomplished.
Yeah, exactly.
We are also joined by Homemade Beer, and I see Fear Agent, and now also joined by Fear Agent. GG's.
Jeez.
Yep.
Where's
GG's.
Jeez.
Laser Bridge?
It's Laser Bridge. yeah.
Laser Bridge, yeah.
Yeah. Classic Laser Bridge.
Classic.
I don't know. It could have
Why
gone either way
did-
with Laser Bridge.
Can I ask why? Because I don't know how you guys routed it. Did you have Ice Rod when you were there?
We did not have Ice Rod. I think it was just like the only density check we had left, and I had Big Key and 3 keys, so it just seemed like the best place to go to find the Eastern Big Key.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was going there. I was going to pod without the big key. And then he just found it. So, but I was doing the pendants. He was doing the crystal. So I had to go all the way back there. Got it. And then meanwhile, he went back to ice, get the big key for Thief Town.
Yeah, that was my last crystal.
Oh, damn. Okay. Did you end up doing what crystals did you do?
I had Hera, Swamp, Skull, Thieves Town, and Mire.
Okay. I had the same ones, I guess, but also ended up doing pod because we did everything in the game.
Well, yeah, but I guess if he did Thieves Town, then I guess Pod makes sense. Then
We left Turtle Rock, so
yeah,
Well,
Yeah, it
'cause
seemed
I think-
like Beer.
'cause-
It seemed like when Fear found that Thieves Town big key in ice. And
That
that's
just
kind of
opened
when
so
you
much.
you. That's when you bailed on TR.
Yeah, that was like I think that was Crystal Go mode, if I remember.
yeah.
Yes.
At that point, was he? So
I think it was the same for us. I think we just happened to be in the middle of checks that we didn't actually bail out to do anything.
So you're saying we were too fast? Got it.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, that checks out.
Yeah, me, I was very, very slow. I felt terrible all season long. My GT, and I was in GT. I was like, why am I even here? Like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to get. The communication was because he was so much ahead of me with the myths and stuff that I was like, ah.
Yeah,
And then
all my notes started becoming like more incomprehensible. As like just compass spelled wrong. Fire Snake has like 2 Ks for no reason.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we were really confident in the early first 25 minutes we had done everything. We're like, okay, cool, just get the mitts and then move on and split things up. And then at one point there was a mire dip or go up the mountain for both of us, and we said let's just both go up the mountain. And then once up there were a bunch of TR keys there, and it was kind of like, I have the TR big key, I could keep going, but then we split
No,
that
it's
up
my
and-
fault. I told him to leave. There was just too much to do, and it could be anywhere. It's like, why waste your time in Turtle Rock?
Did any of you have
Yeah.
any reason to go do left side swamp at all, or is it kind of just like once they get those mitts, you just kind of keep pushing?
No, I did
forward?
less. I used to do left side swamp first.
Yeah, we did everything. So I think we didn't do Swamp Big, obviously.
Mhm.
And we never. No, you found Ice Big. It was somewhere in TR.
Yeah, it's Mimic Cave.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, crazy mode. It's a pretty fast mode, but you know.
It's a lot of fighting back and forth, trying to figure out who's like focusing on what and whether or not you can switch
Yeah.
the last minute. And then, like once I got the Eastern Big, I was like mentally trying to figure out like, okay, is it so long to get?
Tronix was trying to convince me to switch, and I go do Tree Crystal, and he go do True Pendants, and I was like, I don't think that's faster than just me
Well,
going.
it's like I had to go into ice anyways, and it's like one of the things was desert, so it's like not that long either. But yes, it ended up working out in our favor just to not switch the plan.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, like I can't remember how most of the seed went. It was just kind of a whirlwind of us yelling at each other for random things. So
Yeah, GG's. It's the good win. Good first, put some points on the board.
Yes,
Yeah.
we desperately needed that. Now we can rest. We know we won't be like 0 points.
Yeah.
not shutout.
Yes.
And so we see Beer and Jamo on Friday. Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I think 10 Eastern is what we ended up with everybody.
I think it checks out.
Yeah. So.
And then is it the same pair for 2Pearl?
Yeah. This is a novelty mode. Oase, he's an NMG runner. You don't want to have rules, nothing, just simple. So this is like, you know what? And there's no boots in this most of the time. And he hates it, so we're taking in one for the team. But we're having fun. So that's what matters.
I think we all have one mode we just didn't want to play, and so it just worked out. It wasn't the same mode.
Yeah. Actually, that's funny. I think we're sort of ending up that way and realizing it as the weeks go along. We're kind of figuring out who's playing more on different weeks and stuff. Oh yeah.
So did you guys dipped Eastern in pod?
I dipped Eastern very early while Trinix was finding everything. And I dipped pod I dipped all the things that had nothing. Dipped Skullwoods, pod, Eastern. I did all the other world that had nothing. So at some point I was just like, I felt so behind because he found the myths, and then the myths gave him like everything in the mountain. So I just had for like 10 minutes there, I was just going back to do all the things he did. So that's why he got all the crystal, and after that
Yeah, it never feels good playing catch up in a co-op mode, but like especially when there's keys involved, it just starts getting more of like itemized list of like things you hope you didn't forget.
But I went to pod with like one key, so I couldn't do it past the bridge.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's why I was going back with 4 keys and clearing everything while he was in PR.
That makes sense. Yeah, I was worried about if the ice rod was there because I think the 4th key was actually pretty slow, and we're like, we could just go do it with 3, and like, if the ice rod's there, like, okay, fine, because we didn't know where the thieves was yet, obviously. So we never found. I don't know. Remember finding pod keys? I guess there was one. Pure found one more somewhere.
Yeah, so we get 4. I had 4 in mine. I think all have had 4. So I can't
I had
remember
4
if we
as
the same
well.
4.
King's Tomb had one, yeah.
Okay, so I didn't do King's Tomb, so we had like these different ones. So
Yeah.
there's at least
Yeah.
5 known.
Yeah.
I had a great moment when I tried to go to swamp with all the small key. That was great. Your opponent, your co-op tells you we got it. I'm in my head, we have it. You know.
It was like literally the second check of the game, and it's just like, oh.
Yeah. Oh well. Right on.
Yeah.
Fun mode.
Yeah, like I said, this is probably one of the more, least stressful co-op modes. Whereas like the key drop boots was a lot more trying to figure out what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But no, I'll be heading off here shortly. So GG's again, and I'll see you guys for the rematch on Friday. So
Yeah.
Yeah. GG's again.
GG's.
Alrighty.
thanks for putting on the production, and I'll looking forward to watching back later to see how chaotic this went.
No, thank you both, or thank you all 4 of you for joining us for the interviews tonight. Any final words before we begin to close up?
Not here. So just thanks again.
No, go check out the newest Balacho MSU. It's released today. It's great.
Cool. Well, yeah. So make sure to check out our runners and give them a follow. We got their links in chat. Gil, thanks for signing up to com with me tonight. Really appreciate having a friend alongside.
Anytime.
And yeah, so I think it's pretty it's a slim schedule for tonight for the league stuff. I think we had like a race early today, and we had this race, and we had an open league race about the same time tonight.
So like some midnight nonsense or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say Invitational League. We've got
coming up in about an hour and a half. There is
that open league
race? No, Invitational.
No, that's noon.
Yep. I don't know how to read times. That is noon.
Yeah, noon tomorrow. We've got We Are Also Here versus Tam's Triple Potato Pouch, I think. Yeah.
Yes.
Potato Pouch Mayhem, sorry. Friday and Winfox versus Magno and Brogor. That'll be on SpeedGaming at noon Eastern Time. There's a couple other races at night. No channels yet assigned, but we've got Ike here and Flip Heel versus Armalix and Zafakil, 9 p.m. Eastern and 10 p.m. Eastern. James FNX and Fibonacci versus TJ Maelstrom and Ahab. So hopefully those will get some restreams. In terms of Open League, if I take a quick glance at the schedule.
Actually, there's quite a few on the schedule for tomorrow.
Well, yeah, we've got Osora and
assigned.
Yeah. Osora and Buddhist Man versus Tony and Kwashinak at 2 p.m. Eastern. Tiverius and Nochibato versus Vix Rider and Rabid Wombat at 8 p.m. Eastern. 8 p.m. Eastern, we've also got Deep Fried and Aurora Snurd versus Mr. Angry Pants and Hawk. 8:30 p.m., Dr. Earworm and Tyler Salt versus Iron Gamer and Coin Chaser. And then closing out the night in the Open League tomorrow night, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Pi and Verts versus Masakuni and Swagalicious. So lots of Open League races. We'll see if some of those can get some restreams. I do see that the 8:30 p.m. match between Dr. Earworm, Tyler Salt, Iron Gamer, and Coin Chaser is already picked up for the ALTTPR League. So that one will definitely get a restream tomorrow. So do make sure to check it out.
Yeah,
but with that,
sign up for that.
Yeah. With that, everybody have a great rest of your evening, and we'll see y'all later. Plenty of duality still to come this week.